This morning's video is going to be about progressivism. And for 20 years, I have been saying that the worst thing that ever happened to American politics was progressivism. And I'm sure that there are other people that will argue this point with me. And if you are one of those people that are going to argue this point, I definitely want you to make comments below. I want to have a conversation with you. But in my opinion, progressivism is another name for far left radicalism. And the reason that I say this is because, well, for 20 years I have been following progressives and progressivism, watching them, what they do. And I got to be honest with you, in all the years that I've kind of studied their movement and understand how they do things, how they get as far as they do, and they get all the way to, well, it just happened yesterday. What was his name? Abdul Syed? Is that his name? I'm terrible at pronouncing names, and I'm sorry if I'm not getting it right, but I'm just going to call him Abdul, and you know who I'm talking about. He was in Michigan, and what they were saying on the news this morning was he barely won, but he did win. And history has shown that this happens every single time. Every single time. When progressives come out and they start campaigning and they start talking to all of the voters, there are people who will buy into their rhetoric every time and give them support and vote for them and everything. But it isn't really that many people, because over the years, people have been getting wise to progressives and what they do, all right? And it's as simple as this. I'll put it just as simple as I can with what I understand and what I've seen with my own eyes and my own ears. And you can dispute it, but this is what I get out of it. Take Mr. or Mrs. Progressive, and they're going to get up in front of a crowd and they're going to start talking to people. And when they do, they always have the same theme. Everybody is suffering. Nothing is right. Everything is completely wrong. But if you elect me, I'm going to get in there. And when I start doing everything that I do, the way I'm making you feel good and hopeful right now, that's what it's going to be when I get in there. I'm going to make you feel good. Because this is what progressives have always done. When they talk to people and get supporters and voters, they make their campaigns based on emotion and making you feel good. Everything is feelings, how you feel inside, you know. Like you'll hear, well, we need to help the poor and bring them out of poverty. And if you're doing quite well and you can contribute to it, however you want to contribute, donating to charities or literally helping poor people do something, achieve something, when you do stuff like that, it makes you feel good. This is what they play on, and they make you feel good. But then you get to, just like it is right now, you get into the primaries, and the far left radicals will always support this feel-good politician. And they'll swear up and down, we're going to win, we're going to win, we're going to win. And, you know, because this guy or this girl is going to make everything just, you know, all rainbows and unicorns. Could be nothing but just pure bliss and happiness and fulfillment. But then the reality hits when the actual election gets here, because there are so many people that have gone down that road and believe them that they're going to make everything just, rainbows and unicorns. But that's not the truth at all. You allow progressives to get a seat of power and you vote them in, and what do? They do just the opposite. Instead of making you feel good, the reality of what they're doing hits you right square in the face. When they have high taxes, when they have getting rid of the police force, or getting rid of prisons, or all of this crazy stuff, the reality of what they're talking about and their policies, when you really see what their policies are and how bad their policies are for any community that you live in, all of a sudden you realize maybe progressive isn't the way to go, because they come across as this feel good, real good, rock and roll, having fun, and everything feels good. Yeah. But then when they get elected, you feel the wrath of their policies. It's always terrible. And this is exactly what is happening right now. In all of these primaries, all across the country, in the Democrat primaries, all of the progressives are the ones that are winning the primaries. And for us on the right, this is literally, how do I put it? Well, we see that history is repeating itself, but it's like we're being handed something on a silver platter. There are more people that are down to earth, all right? And I don't care what side of the fence you're on, whether you're a Democrat or Republican. There are Democrats and there are Republicans that are just normal, everyday people, okay? They're not that progressive far left. They're not that radical. And all they want is a good life. That's one thing I will say about good Democrats. They want the same thing that us right-wingers want. We want low taxes. We want government to get out of the way and let us just live our lives. We don't need regulations. We don't need all of that big government stuff. What we need is a government that governs, handles what they're supposed to handle, and stay out of the private sector as much as possible. Yes, I understand there are certain times when federal government has an obligation, because we expect them to. Okay, those situations I'm not talking about at all. It's the overreach, it's the too much. And that's what everybody has learned about progressives. Progressives don't believe in that. Progressives think that government needs to come in and basically tell you how to breathe and blink your eyes. They think that you're just too damn dumb to figure out how to put one foot in front of the other every day, and they need to be in positions of power to tell you which foot to put forward every day. They just don't think that you're very smart, and you're definitely not as smart as they are. And it's this kind of thinking and these kind of policies why when the midterms come, I'm going to make a prediction right now. There's a possibility that in the blue states, that these progressives may advance. But it's only going to be in the blue states. The majority of the red states, any progressive that have won, forget it. You just handed the election to the Republican by voting in and supporting the progressive. Because so many people have gotten wise to it. And it's just, I was happy to see it. I got up this morning, and I, just like I do every morning, and I turned on the CBS Morning News. Now, that is mainstream media, and the reason that I choose CBS News is, I'll be honest with you, I've been watching it since I was a kid. But when I was a kid versus watching it now, there's a big difference. Back then, I believed that the CBS News was reporting the truth all the time and all this other stuff. Well, now I'm older and I know the games that corporate media CBS is basically a top-of-the-line mainstream media news outlet. They do exactly as they're told, and that is telling you what to think. And most of the time, what they tell you to think isn't what you shouldn't be thinking at all. And that's what I've learned with them. So this morning, when I got up, I said, well, I've got to see what CBS News is telling their viewers, because normally what CBS News is telling their viewers is what the rest of the mainstream media, ABC, NBC, MSNBC, which is MS Now, CNN, all of the mainstream news, New York Times, Washington Post, this is what they're telling all of the far-left progressives. So that's why I watch CBS News, to know what they're being told. And then it gives me an idea of when I get into any debates with the left, I already know what they've been told and where they're coming from, so I can form my counterpoints to their points that were given to them by CBS News. And this morning, they were talking about another progressive win in Michigan. This, did I say his name was now? Abdul Syed, or however you pronounce his name. Like I said, I'm going to call him Abdul. And I'm sitting there watching him on the TV screen. And everything that he's saying, everything that he's doing is exactly what the progressives do every single time they get in front of a camera. It's, I've won, he's saying, and I'm going to make you feel good. I'm going to continue to make you feel good right up until the election. And I'm not sure how Michigan is. I don't know if they're a blue state or a purple state or a middle of the road state. I don't know. So I don't know exactly how this guy will pan out, because I don't know what the state is. But I do know that the majority of progressives that are being elected right now, it's doing the right wing huge favors, because it's making it much easier for Republicans to win. For example, the left wing, I was just mentioning it here a few minutes ago, they want to get rid of police, get rid of ICE, get rid of prisons, and the list just goes on and on. It's these crazy things that they want, that there are even a lot of Democrats that are more middle of the road Democrats, what I call good Democrats. They can see what this is, that this is just, that's insanity. Even good Democrats can't embrace that stuff. Matter of fact, was it on CBS News I saw it? Somewhere I saw a report, and James Carville, the guy that put Bill Clinton in the White House back in the early 90s. Now here he is, a hardcore Democrat, and he's got some, what I call out there points of view, but he's a Democrat, and he's, to me, I think he's more a middle of the road, and he's not into the communist side of this party. And he even said that, and I think he said, because we'll be hearing it today, I think he was talking about this progressive that just won in Michigan, and I believe he said, if this guy wins, I'm leaving the Democrat Party. Not meaning that he's not going to be a Democrat, but just the current party, it's all progressives now. It's all progressives. I don't know why the Democrats keep letting progressives get so much power, but they do. And James Carville, someone who leans more towards the good Democrat, not the bad, he no longer wants to have anything to do with the party. Now, I don't blame him. Why would anyone want to have anything to do with people that think the police should be just gotten rid of? Can you imagine a society without police? I mean, really think about that. What the hell makes people think like that? You know, what would you do without police? Police are probably the single most important first line of defense against bad things that happen. You know what I'm saying? You got to have police. You got to. And yet progressives embrace this thought, and they love the idea, well, we don't need police. I don't get it. I just don't. I never have. I mean, this is why I've been for the last 20 years saying, do not vote in progressives. Don't do it. It's bad. These people are bad. Well, I shouldn't say the people are bad, but they just believe in bad stuff. And it just don't make any sense. It don't make any sense at all, but it's what they like, it's what they support, it's what they do. But anyways, that was the main point of my video. Progressives have done what they've done, and now they've won their primaries, and because they've won their primaries, they have handed to us right-wingers probably big wins in the midterms. And the proof's in the pudding. The proof's in the pudding. I think that's exactly what's going to happen. I think a lot of Republicans are going to win Senate seats, and you name it, right across the board. Right across the board. Governorships, everything. It's coming. It's coming, and we've got, 80 or 90 days to go? I'm looking forward to it. I am. Okay, that's the end of this video. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for staying here this long. I hope you had fun. I had fun. I love talking about progressives and progressivism. I love talking about it. And I hope you guys, do too, and recognize it. Teach it to your kids how bad it is. Stay away from it. If you won't be a Democrat, be a Democrat. There's nothing wrong with that, but don't be progressive. Jesus, stay away from it. Okay, I want to thank you again. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Let's have these conversations. Give me your opinion. I want to hear what you have to say. If you stayed here this long, you heard what I had to say. I'm more than willing to hear what you got to say. And I want you to have a great Thursday, August 6th, 2026. It's going to be a great day. Looks like it's going to be warm, too, the weatherman said. It's supposed to be up in the 80s here on the coast of Maine. Inland's going to be more like in the 90s. Boy, oh boy. You want to enjoy it, because winter's coming pretty damn quick. It's already August 6th. Holy cow, the summer's gone. All right, you guys have a great day, and I'll catch you in the next video. Stay sharp. We're gone.